What is up, YouTube? What is up, Giants fans? It is your boy Jay Diamonds, and we are back at it with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another New York Giants banger. And before we get into this one, if you have not done so yet, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love Giants content. Now let's start right to this one. So yesterday, the Giants did indeed release cornerback James Bradberry. He is now able to go to any team of his choosing. A lot of people say that the Raiders, with Patrick Graham as their new defensive coordinator, is an option or a candidate. The Eagles, the Commanders, even the Miami Dolphins are some likely candidates for James Bradberry. But in this video, we need to talk about what's next for the Giants after releasing James Bradberry. But James Bradberry was a great corner. He was a great corner. Never was a guy you had to worry about off the field. Was when he was on the field, you know what I'm saying, he held his own, you know what I'm saying. After being in Carolina for a couple of years, after Josh Norman was, let go by Dave Gettleman, didn't re-sign him back in free agency, he was the next guy up. He was the next guy up, and he played in the NFC South he was going up against Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, you know what I'm saying. So James Bradberry has always been a solid cornerback, you know what I'm saying, always been a solid guy. Not the big name guy, but he's always been an underrated solid cornerback in the NFL. But the money was a big reason on why this had to happen. The Giants were in a spot where they could not sign their draft picks. They could not sign their draft picks with James Bradberry on the roster, and it's a lot of other moves they could have made, like trading Saquon or something like that. But they ended up releasing James Bradberry, clearing up $10.1 million towards the cap. But what's next? What is next for the Giants? And it's young. It's a young secondary. We can start off right there. You know what I'm saying? They lost Logan Ryan. They ended up releasing him. He's now a Buccaneer. Jabril Peppers, they didn't re-sign him, calling off that Achilles injury, signed with the Patriots. And now it's James Bradberry, who we had to release. So we're left with Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Darnay Holmes, Cordell Flott in the slot, who we just drafted out of LSU, and Rodarius Williams, who was a late round draft pick out of Oklahoma State, is also coming off an ACL injury. So we're kind of thin, you can say, at corner. When we're talking about actual talented guys, we're kind of thin at corner. We're young in the secondary period. Xavier McKinney is talented, very talented, but he's still young. He's a young guy. Julian Love, a young guy. I think he's coming into his fourth year. Yes, he's coming to his fourth year, I want to say, as a New York Giant late round draft, or like a fourth late round draft pick out of Notre Dame a couple years ago. Adoree Jackson's the main head guy. A lot of people are saying that he will be the cornerback one after releasing James Bradberry, and that's true. He will be the cornerback one after we release James Bradberry. The question is, can he really fill in those cornerback one shoes? Now, we saw how he did in Tennessee. They did not end up bringing him back after his contract was up. You know what I'm saying? They did let him walk in free agency, and we brought him in to be a cornerback 2. We did not bring him in to be a cornerback 1. So this changes a lot of things. It changed a lot of things for Adoree Jackson, but they also, the Giants, pushed somebody down the line with Adoree Jackson. So I guess they believe that, they believe that Adoree Jackson can be the cornerback 1. This was before they even did anything with James Bradberry. So they were looking at Adoree Jackson as he will be our future cornerback 1 for a couple of years. So I think the Giants are confident that Adoree Jackson can be that number 1 guy for them. He does fit the Wink Martindale scheme. Versatile, fast, aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He is still a pretty good cornerback. Don't get me wrong. He's a pretty good cornerback. The question is, can he be that number 1 guy? We will see that very, very soon. Another thing is, he has to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy. Like, he is the end-all, be-all of our defense. I don't expect our defense to be top 10, top, top 5 or anything like that. But if our defense wants to be anywhere near that, we need Adoree Jackson to be healthy, because if Adoree Jackson goes down, look at the roster. Look at the cornerbacks listed if you take Adoree Jackson's name out of that equation. Young, inexperienced, all right? Aaron Robinson. A lot of people are saying Aaron Robinson will be the number 2 guy, which I do believe that he will be the number 2 guy for us. You know what I'm saying? Took in the 3rd round last year out of UCF. So I'm very excited to see what he does as the guy next to Adoree Jackson. I think he can play that role for us. A lot of people, it's all the slot bone guys. They did that with Aaron Robinson last year. I think he can play the outside, aggressive, physical. So I'm ready to see what he does. I think he is probably the top candidate, or a lot of people say he's the top likely guy for us at cornerback 2. Now, the slot position, It's between two guys, Darnay Holmes, who we took a couple years ago out of UCLA, and Cordell Flott in the slot out of LSU, who we took in this year's draft. It's between those two guys. Cordell Flott, 6'1", 180, 190, you know what I'm saying? He's like a slim reaper, tall, but very lengthy, very skinny in frame. He's like a Brandon Ingram for all my basketball guys out there. He's going to be competing for that spot. Now, how confident am I to say day one he needs to be the starting slot corner? I can't say I'm that, that confident in that. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Cordell Flott is going to be one of those guys that I can see get some playing time in season 1, but then in season 2 is when you start seeing him get more PT. Right out the gate, day 1, I don't see him as a starting slot cornerback in the NFL for us. I just don't, but by then, things can change by September. You see how he does in training camp, see how he does in preseason, then we'll see if he can be that slot cornerback for us this year. Darnay Holmes was a starting slot cornerback for us back in 2020. He was our slot cornerback back in 2020. Had a pretty decent year for a rookie slot corner. In 2021, you started seeing him not get that much playing time. We did bring in Adoree Jackson. We did bring in Aaron Robinson through the draft. When you look at that, he really wasn't, a main starter for us last year. But this is his chance to earn back that starting slot spot for us. That's his chance. It's his chance. He's a guy to me that, you don't got to worry about anything off the field. He's a very humble guy. So I'm very excited to see who wins that slot cornerback position as we head into our season. But the Giants released cornerback JamesBradberry, and that's huge. That's huge. They are able to sign their draft picks now, but it leaves the cornerback room for us very weak, very unproven in a lot of areas. But I do think the Giants will bring in somebody. Now, you're not going to get anybody that's going to be a day one starting cornerback at this point in the offseason, but I do think the Giants will bring in a body, rather it's for depth or a guy that can compete for that cornerback 2 spot. Who it is, we will see. But I do believe that the Giants will go out there and try to find someone to come in and compete for a spot in the cornerback department. That's gonna do it though. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button. I know I'm kind of late on this, all the big, all the big news, everything, all the fresh news came out yesterday. I wasn't able to make a video yesterday, but I wanted to still give out my thoughts to you guys. Hear your thoughts in the comment section down below, so definitely comment your thoughts on the Giants releasing him. But that's gonna do it. If you enjoyed, though, leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button, and until this, big boy J Downs, and I am out. Go Giants.